He sent me some type of kind of like a threatening letter, but it was more like financially, like you owe me this. The child support office, he believes, overpaid me.
Parties stipulate that the non-custodial parent has a gross income of $2,322.58 as working as a realtor in 2022. Parties stipulate that there's one other child. Parties stipulate that the non-custodial parent carries insurance for the child through the Affordable Care Act exchange. Parties agree that the non-custodial parent should pay $50 per month for medical, or the parties stipulate that that is the cost, not that the father should pay since he carries that. Excuse me, Your Honor. $15 for dental. Parties are in agreement to a child support obligation of $343 a month beginning December 1st. I will now take testimony on the non-agreed issue. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Yes, it's Ashley Harden.
And ma'am, can you tell the judge the name and age of the child or children in this case?
Yes, it's Ian Alexander Haskins, and he's 14.
And ma'am, the child lives with you?
Yes, he does.
Okay, did you hear all of the stipulations and agreements I just told the judge?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And those are still your agreements?
Yes, they are.
Ma'am, are you asking that your address remain private from this court record?
I've only requested that my apartment number not be listed because of previous concerns. But he has my address. He's had my address. I gave it to him today, and my son gave it to him in text. So he has my physical address, just not my apartment number.
Can you explain to the judge what those concerns are?
So, yes, when my son was born, we had an incident of family violence. He pushed me to the floor. He put his elbow in my chest. I called the police. They didn't get there in time. I called his mother. She begged me to leave the apartment. And I waited and waited. And eventually I just took my child and I left. It was in Irving. I don't know if the police were backed up that night or what was going on. There's been no history of it since. But in the past, he's had, it's like he's really nice and then he's really volatile. So I don't engage, like in terms of like outside of my son. So my son, now that he's older, he can reach out, they can speak with each other. He has a phone. Then he sent me some type of, it was kind of like a threatening letter, but it was more like financially, like you owe me this. The child support office, he believes, overpaid me, but we've already talked to the child support office. And that's when he had my full address at that time. And so I just restricted it because of things like that. So those were just the two incidents that I just don't feel comfortable engaging with him.
Ma'am, what year was that incident?
So the physical incident was 2009. The letter that he sent me certified was, I want to say, like 2015. So yes, and like I said, communication it's virtually non-existent between both myself and him and my son, to be honest.
Okay, thank you for that information. Do you have any additional information you would like to share to the judge regarding family violence or anything else regarding this case?
No, thank you.
Okay, I pass this witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Andrew Haskins.
And sir, did you hear the agreed portions I read into the record earlier?
Yes, I would like to stipulate, one, I did have an overage. It doesn't seem to be taken into consideration from the last agreement of $1,281. And that should be taken consideration because I don't understand why it's not. The state overpaid her that money. And then
we're not talking about any overage or any arrearage. We're only talking about what we're going to do for the future. That's it.
Okay, then I agree with those other parts, yes.
Okay. And sir, are you in agreement with the mother's address being kept from the court record?
No, it doesn't. What she's saying, she's lying. That it doesn't make any sense. Is she saying that there was family violence in 2009 and the police didn't come with the child? That doesn't make any sense. She's also lying by calling my mother. None of those things make any sense. She's lying. there's nothing there. She only doesn't want to give me her address because she's scared that I might sue her at some point in time. That's it. Also, she's lied to the court before in the past when she's just moved my son from Dallas to Houston and not told me. She just doesn't want to give me her address, so I don't know where she's at any time. But she does have my address, which means that she directly can reach out to me, come to my place anytime. She knows if my son is here, she knows exactly where he's at. I should be able to know where my son's at exactly, not some roundabout apartment, roundabout idea.
I pass this witness.
Are the parts all agreed to? Those are all fine. Ms. Harden, I'm not granting your non-disclosure request. Those issues were long ago. They aren't anything recent. Y'all both are required to notify the other parent of your current address at any time that you move. The Attorney General's office will put this into a court order and email y'all a copy. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.